There we go. Okay, so everybody's in mute now. And we can go ahead and just take any version of Shavasana you'd like to start in. I'm suggesting legs up the wall if you have access to a wall, or if you're able to rest your legs on a chair, anywhere that you can elevate them above the heart. If you're by the wall, sit bones as close to it as you can. And anywhere you are, bring the palms by your side, palms facing up, and allow your eyes to close. Taking a moment here to connect to the breath. Start by taking 2 deep cleansing breaths. Inhale, fill up all the way, belly, chest, back of the throat. Hold it at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and open the mouth. Exhale, let it all out. Taking one more cleansing breath. Inhale, fill up, belly, chest, all the way up. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, open the mouth, let it all out. Taking a moment here to just connect to your body, any sensation. Noticing where there's stiffness or any tension. Using your breath to relax and melt. Bringing softness. Bringing your attention maybe to one spot where the air flows in and out of. Tip of the nose. Maybe placing your heart on your hand on your belly. And just following every inhale. Every exhale. Watching as your body expands to collect air. And as it releases, the roots back down. Noticing every connection to the earth, be it your feet at the walls or on the floor. The sit bones, the back, the shoulders, the neck. Allow these spots to soften. Extending our exhales now. Take a deep inhale through the nose for 2, 1. Exhaling out the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling for 2, 1. Exhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. And keep going at your own pace. Taking this moment here, iron out any knots in the nervous system, allowing the exhales to soften, release. Letting our breath return back to normal now. And inviting our Ujjayi breath if you practice. Constricting the back of your throat, pretending there's a tiny straw where the air flows in and out of. Maybe setting an intention to keep this breath throughout the practice. Using it to ground you. Take a moment now, wherever you are, to come lying on your back. So if your legs are up the wall, you can come back to your mat. Once they're on your back, Let's begin by extending the left leg out in front and bringing the right knee towards your chest, hugging in. As you inhale, your spine is long, your left foot is flexed. As you exhale, bring that right knee a little bit closer towards the chest, really hugging it in. Taking one more breath here. The left heel digging onto the mat. And as you exhale, extend that right leg up towards the ceiling, clasping the back of your thigh or the back of your shin. Flexing both feet. Inhale, get long from the top of your head all the way to the left foot, heel down. And as you exhale, bring that right leg a little bit closer towards your front body. Allowing the inhales to slowly straighten that right leg. Bringing the awareness to the back as it stretches. We're warming up our hamstrings. One more breath here. And as you exhale, placing the left hand on the left hip point, allow the right leg to fall open towards the right. Staying here for one more breath. On your next inhale, beginning to slowly lift that leg back up to center. And as you exhale, letting it fall towards the left side. Pressing that left heel down onto the mat, coming up only as much as you like. Going for a gentle twist on the low back. Keep pressing that left heel down. The top of the left thigh towards the back. And when you're ready, as you inhale, lift that right leg back up to center. Exhale, release the foot. Bring it back down. Bring the left knee towards your chest this time. Extend the right leg out. Flex both feet. Right heel pushes down. And then as you exhale, bring that left knee closer towards the body. Really squeezing it in. And actively pressing on the right heel. Hugging in for one more breath. And on your next exhale, slowly begin to extend that left leg up towards the ceiling, straightening it out with every inhale. Clasping the back of the thigh or the shins. Using every inhale to push the front of the left thigh towards the back of the leg. Every exhale, bring it closer towards the front body. Again, awareness, the back of the leg. Staying here for one more breath. And as you exhale, letting that leg fall open towards the left, but placing the right hand on the right thigh. Right hip. The hip and the shoulder remain on the mat as you open up towards the left. When you're ready, as you inhale, bring that leg back up to center. And as you exhale, letting it fall open towards the right side this time. Keep digging that right heel down. And again, only go as far as you can without going too far in and hurting your low back. Still working on straightening that leg. Both active, feet flexed. When you're ready, coming back to center. And exhale, release the leg back down. Both feet on the mat. Bring them in towards your chest. Give them a nice squeeze. Rocking side to side. And then when you're ready, bring soles of your feet to touch. Grab onto your shins or your ankles or even the tops of your feet if you can. And then as you exhale, we need to press the knees away from you for reclined Cobblers Pose. Really focusing on pushing the knees away Stretching the inner thighs. The heels as close to your groin as you can. Your spine long, neutral. Back of the head all the way down to your sit bones are glued onto the mat. And when you're ready, releasing both feet onto the mat. Bring them wide as mat distance apart. Hands by your side, palms facing down. And then lifting the seat, pressing onto your feet. Shift it all as far as you can towards the left. And let the knees fall towards the right. And your gaze towards the left for a gentle twist. Your arms can be in cactus or extended straight out. Maybe the right hand goes on the outer left thigh. One more breath here. When you're ready, begin to slowly bring the knees back out to center. Place the soles of the feet onto the mat. Pick up the seat. And this time shift it all the way towards the right, letting the knees fall towards the left and gazing towards the right. And left hand on the outer right thigh if you like to help the leg down. Staying connected to your breath. Inhale, feel the expansion. Might be a little bit more difficult since you're twisted. And then as you exhale, let the knees fall a little bit deeper towards the left. Coming back to center on your next exhale. Soles of the feet down, push them up, and then release. Give your knees a hug in. Clasping your hands across your shins. Maybe rocking side to side a few, if that feels good. Then when you're ready, begin to rock back and forth on your mat, hands behind your thighs. A few times, massaging the spine from top to bottom. And then coming to sit and back to tabletop. So on our hands and knees, let's take a moment here. Stack our hands underneath our shoulders, shoulder distance apart, really spreading the fingers wide, rooting all the knuckles and the fingertips down. Check that the wrist creases are parallel to the top of the mat. Your index fingers perpendicular and your thumbs are drawing away from each other like you're trying to rip the mat apart. Hugging the outer upper arms in towards each other. The knees are underneath the hips at hip distance apart. Your toes are tucked in. From here, sending the tailbone down as you exhale, round the spine, let the head go. As you inhale, tailbone up, belly drops to the mat, and you look up. Exhale, tailbone down, round, push the floor away, look between your feet. Inhale, drop the belly, tailbone, tush up, and your gaze lifts. Keep going for a few rounds of cat and cow. Going at your own pace, following your breath. As you empty, pushing away, you're filling up, your belly's dropping. And when you're ready, coming back to neutral, let's take a moment to warm up our wrists since we're going to be doing a little bit of floor work today. So pointing your fingers towards your knees, rotate the hands, and then either bringing your knees close if you'd like to lessen the stretch, or your knees wider away from the hands if you'd like to go deeper. Begin to sit, bring your sit bones towards the heels. The palms of the hands can lift. You should be feeling a nice deep stretch on your wrists. And again, self-regulating. If you like to bring your knees a little bit closer to lessen the stretch, keep going. If you'd like to move forward and backwards, you can. If you want to hold it, focusing on the intensity, still breathing in where there's tension, and then coming back. Bring the fingers to face the front, spreading them wide, keeping all the knuckles rooted, especially these parts, and the fingertips down. We're going to be lifting just the wrist creases and the thumb. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. From the side, I'll show you this way. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. So you're keeping the four fingers from the index to the pinky, the knuckles grounded down, and you're lifting up, flexing the hands, dropping them back down. A few more times. Warming up the flexors of the hands, the forearms. And then if bringing the palm of the hand down, the fingers facing towards the knees again, pressing the hands down, keeping the arms long, straight, rocking a little bit forwards and backwards if that feels good. And then coming back to tabletop, taking a moment here, back as we needed. Knees are underneath the hips. As you inhale, lift the right leg up and back. And then when you're ready, bring the right knee behind the right wrist, the right foot behind the left wrist. And if the shin is parallel, flex the foot. If not, you can point the toes, begin to scoot that left leg back as far as you can. Pointing the toes, pressing the tops of the feet onto the mat. Take a moment here, square the hips and the right hip back, the left hip forward. And as you exhale, begin to slowly let your body melt down, surrendering to the mat, making a pillow with your forearms, and letting the forehead rest. But pressing the top of that pinky toe on the left leg down as much as you can. And just breathe in. Notice if there's a lot of space underneath the right glute, you can place a block or pillow, rolled up strap, anything that you'd like. Now you can just stay here focusing on the stretch on the back of the right hip this time. Allowing every exhale to bring your torso a little bit closer towards the mat. When you're ready on your next inhale, with the help of your hands, walking them back towards the midline, staying here, bending that left leg. And if you need a strap there and you can't reach your foot, feel free to wrap it around. If you want to grab it, and then bring that left heel as close to your left glute as you can. So the leg is not collapsing inwards towards the right, it's staying in one line with the left glute. Coming onto the left forearm, the left hand on the right knee. Begin to bring that left heel towards the left glute, feeling a stretch on the front of the left thigh. Hi, puppy. Trouble today. This is my dog. Keep pressing, focusing on the stretch on the front of the left thigh. And when you're ready, release if you have a strap. Come onto your hands and then sit on your right glute. Bring the right knee towards the center of the mat, and then scoop that left leg towards the front, bending the knees, stacking the leg on top. So the knees are ideally one on top of the other. The feet are flexed as close to your hips as you can get them. Your sit bones are grounded down. And then as you inhale, lift the right arm up towards the ceiling, getting long on the right side. Bending the elbow, bringing the hand in between the shoulder blades. And with the help of your left hand, bring the elbow towards the center. And pushing the back of the head against the forearm and vice versa. You can stay here, or you can bring the left arm behind your back and maybe clasp the hands together, focusing on sending that left shoulder blade back, really opening up the chest, opening up the heart. Remember to keep both feet flexed. Keep sending that left shoulder back, pressing the back of the head against the forearm so you're not collapsing in. Your spine should be long and neutral from the top of the head all the way to your sit bones. Taking deep inhales through the nose, long exhales out the nose. We're holding here for one more breath. If you're really tight in the shoulders, this feels like really bad, but eventually it gets easier. Then exhale, release. Bring the left shin parallel to the top of the mat, flexing the foot. Bring the right shin on top, placing the left ankle on top of the the right ankle, top of the right knee. So fire log legs. Your shins should be parallel to each other and the front of the mat, flexing both the feet. If there's a lot of space between the right knee and the right foot, you can place a block or something here that will allow some lift. And when you're ready, inhale, lift the arms up overhead, reach with the fingertips, get long. And as you exhale, hinging from the hips, begin to fold over the legs as much as you can. Maybe noticing that the right knee is touching the left ankle or not. If you like to go deeper, maybe bringing the forearms to the mat, letting the head go, rounding the spine. Breathing into any intensity on the back of the hips. On your next inhale, slowly walking the hands back up to center. And then meeting back in tabletop. Setting the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. As you inhale, extending the left leg out. And then exhale, bringing the left knee behind the left wrist, left foot behind the right wrist. Again, check if you're parallel. Flex the foot. And then begin to send the right leg, scooting it back as much as you can, pointing the toes, squaring the hips, left hip back with the right hip forward. And then exhale, slowly melting down. Help of your hands, walking them forward, letting your torso melt. Pressing the top of the right foot this time, especially that toenail, pinky. And then remembering to breathe to any intensity on the left hip. Your next inhale, slowly walking yourself back to center, remembering to stay here. Bend the right knee, clasping it with the left hand. You come onto your forearm, right hand on top of the left knee, and then beginning to spring that right heel as close to the right glutes as you can. Noticing the stretch on the front of the right quad. Maybe looking out in front, squaring the shoulder blades towards the front. Staying in pigeon is perfectly fine as well. And then when you're ready, release the back foot. Come back into tabletop. And then from here, take a moment again to set up the hands and the knees. Really grabbing onto the mat. Pushing the floor away. Hugging the belly in. As you inhale, extend the left arm out in front and the right leg back. Take a moment here to look at your hips and maybe dropping that right hip down so you're squaring the hip points that they're in line with one another. Pushing onto that right hand. When you're ready, as you exhale, bringing knee to elbow, hug in, round the spine as we did in cat and cow. Inhale, release back, left leg straight. When you're ready, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back. Exhale, knee to nose for 3. Back out, the back heels, pushing the imaginary back while you're really kicking back. Exhale in. Inhale, release. Exhale in, hug in, push the floor away, keeping that right arm straight. Kick back up. 3 more times. And knee to elbow. 1 more time. Hug in. Release back to tabletop. This time extending the right leg out in front. Again, take a moment to check that the hips are in line with one another. We're not lifting. We're not collapsing. Point the toes of the right leg and keep them straight. Really, that leg is active. Really pressing the tops of the feet. And then lifting with the glute. As you inhale, begin to slowly bring that right leg up. And then back down. We're going to be going for 10 of these. And remember to push the floor away, hugging the belly, and keep lifting. Really pointing the toes, you're extending them back. Slow movement. As you inhale, give your glute a squeeze, back down. Inhale, squeeze, back down. When you've completed the 10, bring the right knee back down. Again, hugging the belly in, pushing the floor away. This time, hover the right knee. And then like a fire hydrant in a dog, bring that right leg out. Like you're about to do your business. For 2, 3. The back remains straight, neutral. Your gaze is between your hands. Think of a long line from the top of the head all the way to your sit bones. As you inhale, lift the right leg up. Movement initiating from the hip socket and the outside of the right glute. Once you've done 10, release the knee. Maybe give it a shake. Maybe do a few cat and cows to release before we move over to the other side. Coming back to neutral when you're ready. Take a moment again, push the floor away, hugging the outer arms in, belly sucks in, sending the right arm out in front, left leg back, square the hips, kicking imaginary back wall with the left heel, reaching with that front hand up. towards the front. Gaze remains down. Inhale here, and as you exhale, elbow to knee, hug in, round the spine. Inhale back, straight. Exhale, elbow to knee, release. Back in, extend both sides, reaching in, out, in, and out. 2 more, squeeze, back leg kicks, and hold it here, release. Right hand down, from here, again setting up, squaring everything in, pushing the floor away, hug the belly in, lift the left leg up, point the toes, check that the hips are squared, and then as you exhale, lifting that leg, keep squeezing that belly in, think of drawing the lower ribs towards the hips, making the movement only from the left glute, slowly lifting, squeezing up, pressing onto hands with equal pressure. Few more. When you reach your 10th, release, left foot, left knee back down to table. And then fire hydrant on the other side. As you inhale, lift the leg out towards the side. Exhale, back down. Inhale, left knee towards the left, opening up. Exhale, back down. Checking again, your spine long and neutral. Hugging that belly in. Help to avoid back bend and protect your low back. Pushing equally onto both hands. A few more. Almost at 10. And once you get to your 10, leg, knees back down. Again, a few movements of cat and cow if that feels good. And then when you're ready, coming back to neutral. Stepping back into plank, squeeze that belly, thighs are active. Exhale, send the hips up and back into a downward dog. Bend one knee, opposite heel towards the mat. Stretching the back of the legs, pushing with the hands away. Take a micro bend to the knees, lift the sit bones, send them towards the ceiling, and then slowly extending the legs, sending the heels back down towards the mat. Draw the lower ribs in so your spine is long and neutral. And then when you're ready, bend the knees, look towards the hands, walk or hop to the top of the mat. Meeting in forward fold, Uttanasana. Checking that the feet are hip distance apart. Take an inhale, come up halfway, hands to your shin. Exhale, bow down, fold. Root the feet down, inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to your heart. Just take a sun salutation just to warm up a little bit more. Checking again, feet are hip distance apart. Rooting all 3 corners, so the knuckle, the base of the foot, the heel and the pinky toe mounts onto the mat. Pick up the toes. Take a look at the arches that you've created. Keeping the same foot engagement, drop the toes. Sending the kneecaps towards your hips, so fire up your quad. And then your tailbone points down. Fire Mula Bandha, so squeezing the pelvic floor, pretend you have to pee and you're squeezing and holding. Your sternum is away from your sit bones, from your hips. And then drawing the lower ribs in, head of the shoulders, of the arm bones, up and back. Strong Tadasana, feeling the engagement from the top of the head all the way down to the feet. If I was to come around and push you, you wouldn't budge. Keeping our strong mountain pose. Inhale, lift arms up overhead. This time lifting the hip points back, coming into a back bend, maybe looking up and back in between your thumbs. As you exhale, hinge from the hips, fold and bow over the legs. Coming up halfway, hands to your shins or your thigh, neutral spine. Exhale, bow down, step back into plank. From plank, as you exhale, bend the elbows, coming all the way down to your belly. Bring your arms by your side, palms facing up. Coming into Locust Pose. Pressing the tops of your feet into the mat, lifting the kneecaps. Your forehead's on the mat. On your next inhale, peel your head, neck, shoulders. The arms follow, and then the legs. Pubic bone is glued onto the mat. Keep squeezing the glutes in. Your arms by your side, imagining weights, and really keep lifting those weights. Holding here for 8 breath count. Fire in the quads, so think of sending the kneecaps out. You're extending, toes are pointing, reaching back. Keep lifting those weights in your arms, hugging those shoulder blades in. Now when you're ready, slowly exhale, release, right cheek to the mat. Bend the knees, windshield wiper the legs. Side to side. When you're ready, coming back still, forehead to the mat. One more time, Locust Pose. Hands are, back of the hands on the mat. As you inhale, peel head, neck, shoulder, arms. Glue the tail or the pubic bone down. Lift the legs. Staying connected to your breath. Squeezing the glutes in, and your thighs are squeezing towards each other. And then exhale, left cheek to the mat. Windshield wiper the legs. Coming still, pressing the tops of the feet onto the mat, lifting the kneecaps. Bring your arms by your side, bending the elbows, checking that the thumbs are in line with your nipple line. Inhale, peel your head, neck, shoulder. Coming into cobra, baby cobra, full cobra. Exhale, coming back down, tuck the toes. Push onto the hands and the hips up and back into downward facing dog. One inhale here. Exhale, bend the knees, look towards the hands, walk or hop to the top of the mat, meeting in forward fold. Check that the feet are hip distance. Rooting all 3 corners down. Inhale halfway. Exhale, bow. Rooting down. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to your heart. And then from here, taking another inhale, coming into a back bend. Exhale, bowing down, hinging from the hips. Come up halfway. Exhale, bow down. This time stepping the right foot back. Drop the knee and then scoot that knee maybe 1 inch or 2, as much as you can. Really opening up on the side. Hug the legs in. Left knee over their left ankle. Inhale, arms up overhead. Low lunge. Back toes can be tucked or pointed. Take 1 breath here. And as you exhale, bring the hands on the left thigh, really lunging deeper. But just check that the hip points are squared towards the front of the room. And your next exhale, frame the foot with your hands. And then slowly straightening that left leg, begin to walk the hands towards your hips. Pressing the left heel onto the mat, coming into half split. If you know that you need blocks or something to help you keep your spine long, and grab onto them here, placing them on either side of the leg. If you can bring your hands towards the mat. The integrity here is keeping the spine long and neutral. And then using every inhale Straighten that back of the left leg, focusing the stretch on the left hamstring. And as you exhale, bowing down, hinging from the hips, think of leading your heart forward towards your shin. One more breath here. And as you exhale, begin to slowly walk the hands back out towards center. Pick up the back leg and then come up, placing the right foot parallel to the back of the mat. Make your way up. And then just take a moment here to set up your feet so that they're wide. Toes are pointing outwards, your heels are facing inwards. And then hands at the inner thighs. Coming into Goddess Pose. Take a deep inhale, long neutral spine. Tuck the tailbone in, and as you exhale, begin to sit low, bend the knees. For Goddess Pose with your hands pressing onto the inside of the thighs, keep pushing them open and away from each other, but check that the knees are in line with the second and third toes, so you're not collapsing inwards. Drawing the lower ribs in towards the hips. Long neutral spine. Staying here, maybe as you inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Hugging that belly in. Gauging that pelvic floor. Sitting a little bit lower. One more breath here. And as you exhale, slowly straighten the legs. Meet the heel toe back to center. And then coming back to the top of our mat. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge, bow forward. Come up halfway, neutral spine. And exhale, stepping the left foot back this time. Coming into a low lunge on the right side. Drop the back knee, again, point or flex the toes. Yogi's choice. But just take a moment if needed. Before you come up, to scoot that left knee as far back as you can. You want that stretch on the front of the left thigh. And just check the right knee is over the right ankle. On your next inhale, arms up overhead. Reach and look up. As you exhale, hands frame the right foot. And then beginning to straighten that left leg as you inhale. Pressing the right heel down. Again, neutral spine. Before you exhale and bow down. Over that right leg. Stretching the back of the right hamstring this time. Pressing the right heel onto the mat. Noticing it intensifies the stretch. Be gentle. Listen to your body. One side might be different than the other. And then when you're ready, bending the right knee, walking your hands back up to center, picking up that back leg, and maybe stepping it to meet the left, meeting back at the top of our mats. We're going to be doing some leg work now, coming to stand. So checking again that your alignment is the same as you did in Tadasana, engaging from the toes all the way to the top of the head. Really rooting all three corners down, carrying the quad, the tailbone points down. Shifting the weight over towards the left side as you inhale, bend the right knee, bringing it towards your chest. Keeping the foot flexed. Take a moment to inhale here, and as you exhale, begin to bring that right leg back, hinging your body forward, coming into warrior three. Hands can remain at the hip, pressing that left big toe mount, kicking with that back heel, maybe spreading the toes, dropping the right hip, keeping them in line with one another. And again, staying here, or maybe bringing the arms out in front for a bigger challenge. When you're ready, bend the left knee slightly, drop the back foot so you're coming into Crescent Lunge. Plunging deeper into that left knee, back leg engaged. Top of the right thigh presses back, so you're fired up, squeezing the thighs towards each other. Inhale here. And as you exhale, bring your arms to cactus, squeezing the arms back, shoulder blades together. Inhale, arms back up. And as you exhale, lean forward. Need to lift, straighten that left leg. Coming back to warrior three. Really kicking with that back leg. And then slowly bending that left knee, bringing yourself back up, coming back to stork pose. And then releasing the right foot down. I'm gonna do this on the other side. Take a moment here, shake the legs. I know it's a lot of leg work, a lot of booty work. And when you're ready, grounding down, especially in that right big toe mount this time. As you inhale, shift the weight there. Bring the left knee towards your chest. Notice that the left hip will want to lift, so drop it back down. Every time I do that, I fall. And then as you exhale, slowly sending the left leg back, focusing your gaze on one spot as you hinge forward. Kicking with that left heel towards the back, maybe spread the toes. Firing Mula Bandha, staying here. Bring the arms out in front. One side may be different. Think of lifting from the inside of the thigh on the left leg. And then on your next exhale, bend the right knee slightly, dropping the left foot back. Coming into high lunge or crescent lunge. Deep inhale here, bending deeper into that right knee. Exhale, cactus the arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Squeeze the thighs towards each other, help with balance. Inhale, lift the arms back. Reach, and as you exhale, slowly straighten that right leg. Beginning to pick up that left. Back in our warrior three. And on the next exhale, slowly bring that left knee back to stork pose. And exhale, release, foot back down. Give them both a shake. And then let's come to lie down on our mat. Do a little bit of work on our backs. Coming to lie on our backs. Bring the soles of the feet hip distance apart. The heels as close to your glutes as you can. Arms by your side, palms facing down. Keeping the shoulders grounded down. Think of lifting the sit bones, the tush, towards the knees, which will tilt your pelvis back. And as you inhale, press through your feet, lift the hips, and rise into bridge pose. If you have a block, this is a great place to put in between your thighs. You want to squeeze like you want to crack it open. Keep pressing all three corners of the foot. Maybe lift the hips a little bit higher. Tucking the shoulders in, clasping the hands behind your back. Really squeezing the glutes. We're going for long holds, so slowly focusing on the breath. Keep pressing onto the feet, lifting the hips maybe a little bit higher. Your chin should be tucked into your chest. Imagining that block, or if you have that block between your thighs, squeezing them in. Should be feeling the burn where I want you to feel the burn, which is your tush. And just breathing in. Almost done, guys. Exhale slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Releasing, unclasping the hands. Bringing the tissue back down. And then maybe bringing your feet wide as your mat, letting them fall open towards the left side, facing towards the right. Maybe placing the left foot on top of the right knee. Allowing our exhales to slowly return. And lengthen. If your left foot is on top of the right knee, release it back down. Soles of the feet onto the mat, coming back to center. One more time for bridge pose. The feet hip distance apart. Heels as close to your glute as you can. Grounding all three corners. Tilt the pelvis back so the low back is pressing onto the mat. And then when you're ready, as you inhale, press onto the feet, rise, lift the hips, clasp the hands. And hold, keep pressing into the feet, squeezing the thighs. Fire in the glutes, really squeezing them. Squeeze a tush. Keep squeezing. Pressing onto the feet, lift a little bit higher. Almost ready for the cool down. Can you give me 5 more breaths here? Three more breaths. Keep pressing the feet, lift a little bit higher. And when you're ready, exhale, slowly release back down. This time, bring your knees towards your chest, hugging them in, rocking side to side. Feeling the release on the low back. Keep squeezing the knees towards your chest. Your shins are parallel to the mat. Bring your arms to cactus, or maybe you can clasp them behind your back. So you're in like ragdoll with the arms. Grabbing opposite elbows with your hands. Take an inhale here, hug the belly in, and as you exhale, letting the knees fall towards the right. Your gaze towards your left. And just letting gravity take the weight of your body. Both shoulder blades grounding on the mat. When you're ready, squeeze the knees together, coming back to center. Again, hug the belly in. Exhale, letting the legs fall towards the left, looking towards the right. And just letting your body surrender into our twist. When you're ready, bring your knees again, squeezing them together as you come back up. Arms by your side, palms facing up, extending the legs out in front. As you inhale, bring your arms up overhead, reach with your fingertips towards the back of the room, and with your toes, point them and reaching towards the front. Give yourself a nice long stretch. Exhale, arms by your side, palms facing up into Shavasana, final resting pose. And the feet fall to either side. Melting the front body to the mat, allowing it to just surrender. Take a moment just to check in on your body now. With your eyes closed, imagining every part from the top of your head down to your pinky toe. Take a deep inhale through the nose, fill up your belly, your chest, back of your throat. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Open the mouth, exhale. Soften and let go. Noticing if your mind is wandering without judgment. Keep coming back to your breath. Noticing as you inhale through the nose, the air feels cool. And as you exhale, it's warm. If your mind has wandered, keep coming back to any aspect of your breath, the gentle rise and fall of your belly, expansion of your chest, allowing your body to soak in the benefits. And slowly inviting gentle movement, wiggling the fingers and the toes, maybe moving our head side to side. On your next inhale, raise the arms overhead. As you exhale, bring your knees towards your chest. And then rolling over to one side, making a pillow with your forearm. Take a moment here just to send some gratitude out to yourself for showing up and to your body for being willing, strong, and able to do everything you ask of it to do. On your next inhale, slowly with the help of your hands, coming back to center. Keeping the eyes closed or half closed. Find yourself in a nice, seated, comfortable position. And as you inhale, lifting the arms up overhead, reach with the fingertips, get long. And then exhale, bringing the palms to touch into your heart. Take a moment here, inhale. And as you exhale, whisper it out the mouth. Bowing down. I'd like to thank you guys for joining me today. Wishing you a nice long day, a great day, health, and love. I bow and say namaste. Thank you guys. I forgot to do the quad stretch with the towel.